Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, we're talking about cruisers in the Commander rework. So, cruisers are in a pretty weird place right now. If you look at the builds for the other classes in the game, battleships have the Deadeye build, although Deadeye is changing, it seems, within the next couple of months, so that won't always be there, thankfully. Destroyers, both torp boats and gunboats, have made out quite well. Very, very, very well, in fact. Gunboats are absolutely amazing right now. If you go play something like Cab or Kleber and go for the full gunboat build, and which is the full I don't care about being spotted, give me a DPM build, you're going to have a good time. And torp boats, I don't play many torp boats, but they've been treated quite fairly by this rework too. And what is pretty funny is that the same problem you see on cruisers right now happens to a lesser extent on destroyers. And that is these ships that are kind of hybrids of the classes. They're not doing too hot right now. And by hybrid, I mean the cruisers that are like small battleships that needed battleship skills to really bring out their performance. They're not doing too good. So ships like what you're watching right now, the Siegfried, which is the most extreme example of a quote-unquote hybrid cruiser. So a cruiser that's got cruiser elements and battleship elements rolled into one. Like a battle cruiser, but we don't have a class for that, so it's called a super cruiser now. She really is not what she used to be. Now, what she is now is still good just because of the talents available to her through her own characteristics, the 15-inch guns with the decent reload time and absolutely amazing accuracy. She's still able to hang in there. And you can still build into her guns through her modules and to the commander skills too. And it's not like they're all bad. You can certainly get the guns to a nice low reload time, which is nice, but she has no survivability anymore. None of the large cruisers do. Because all you can really build into survivability is superintendent. That's the only really useful survivability skill you have anymore. And you do have survivability expert, but on a large cruiser, another additional 3,000 health isn't going to really help you out that much. You know, you're not a destroyer. So cruisers that needed those survivability skills can't take those anymore, and they're suffering. And then you look at the other end of the spectrum, the smaller cruisers that have elements of cruisers and destroyers in them, so cruisers like Atlanta, Flint, Mainz, well, not really Mainz. Mainz still has cruiser caliber guns, but Smolensk, Colbert. Well, Colbert is still doing pretty good from the ones that I've seen, but they can't really build into concealment anymore like they used to be able to and still keep their good DPM. In order to get that good DPM, they got to take the anti-concealment build. And being a light cruiser with no concealment kind of sucks, because if you do the anti-concealment build properly, your concealment range is roughly the same as your firing range. So you're pretty much spotted all the time now, and that kind of really sucks when you've got 3 Thunderers in the back just itching to shoot something, and you're the first thing that they see, and you're in Atlanta, and, well, not Atlanta, you're in, a Minotaur, anti-concealment Minotaur, and now you're dead. Or really any cruiser for that matter if the Deadeye Thunderers have pretty decent aim. And that's not that fun to do. Now, it can, of course, still work. I'm not saying, it's impossible to do it anymore. It's just really, really painful and not really too much fun. Unless you do like the juking playstyle. And if you like the juking playstyle where you're just, running around like a cracked out squirrel all the time dodging shells, yeah, you're probably going to be okay. But for the vast majority of players, we're straight up not having a good time. And a way I think that they could potentially solve this without just undoing the Commander rework, which at this point I do think that's probably the best option. I mean, no one asked for this. Like, I don't remember there being anybody saying, hey, we need to completely overhaul the captain skill system. I think that was one of the most, low priority issues that the game had before the Commander rework. And, I don't see that many people saying they enjoy it either, unless there's a whole lot of them and they're being very quiet. I've seen some people say that they do like the new Commander skills, which, okay, good, great. I'm glad you're having a good time. But the vast majority of comments is that we don't like this. So short of just undoing everything and hitting the undo button, I think they need to allow for something called wildcard skills. And I get this from playing Civ. As you know, when you play Civ, if you've played Civ, when you're setting your government's agenda and priorities and all that, I don't remember exactly what it's called, you can set different programs to happen based upon like what theme they are, like militarily, democratically, democracy-wise, science-wise, and things like that. And then most government styles in Civ allow you to pick something called a wildcard skill, which can be from any of the categories. So I think they need to bring something like that into World of Warships, where, for every, say, I don't know, maybe you have a maximum of 2. In every 10 commander skills, you get to pick 1 wildcard skill. So, every 10 commander points spent, you get to pick 1 wildcard skill. And, you need to have, let's say you want to pick a 4-point battleship skill. You still need 4 points from your commander to select that skill. Or something like that. And again, I'm just throwing out the idea. I don't have all the details written down or anything like that. To where, if you're playing something like the Moskva and you would like to build into your survivability, once you get past 10 commander points spent, you can pick something like fire prevention from the battleship tech tree. And also, if you're a light cruiser like Atlanta or Flint, after you spend 10 commander skill points, your next skill can be from, whatever tech tree, skill tree you want. So you could pick something like AFT, or whatever the new AFT is on destroyers. Or if you're in Siegfried, once you get 20 commander skill points, you can pick 2 skills from the battleship tech tree, skill tree. Jeez, that's so confusing. And you could spec into your secondaries a little bit, I think that's a good idea. It would add actual variety to the game, which was supposed to be the goal of the commander rework, and lo and behold, we're just here with like 4 captain builds overall. Well, 5 if you throw in the torpedo boat build overall, and it's mostly just like, here's the most effective skill of this class, go run with that. And I have heard from some people saying, they're running different builds on their cruisers and it's working for them, and that's great. But really, it's just dominated by 1 skill build now that's just not working for every cruiser type. And I don't know. It sounds solid to me. I don't think it could break the game any more than the game's broken by right now. I guess you could pick something like Deadeye on Siegfried. That would be interesting. Make your dispersion on Siegfried just a freaking laser. But of course, Deadeye is going away too. And this would really make life easier for these ships that are kind of in between ships, The large cruisers right now are just such a pain to play because there's even more HE spam than before going around now. And unlike the battleships, you can't build into anti-fire skills anymore because you don't have any. You can't build into survivability anymore. And same for the light cruisers. You can't build into the guns like you used to be able to and still maintain your concealment. You just can't and be effective anymore. So I think that would certainly help out both ends of the spectrum there for the cruisers if they would allow this to happen. But again, besides just completely throwing it out the window or adding in some actual survivability skills for the cruisers now, or creating a battlecruiser class like I've suggested in the past, that way you can have skills that are in between. And I don't even want to think about these actual hybrid ships that they're adding in, or I don't know if they're still adding them in, like the Issei and the Ton. Like, what are they gonna pick? Like, they're literally half carrier, half battleship, or half cruiser. Are they only gonna be able to pick battleship or cruiser skills? Okay, so their planes are just going to be completely unskilled planes and therefore trash. Or are you going to buff the crap out of them? I don't know. I think they're still testing them. I don't know. I'm not a CC. I'm not privy to this information. So the future of cruisers is very concerning. I think we're just going to see people get burned out from, just getting the short end of the stick with these in-between cruisers, and they may not play them as much anymore. I'm sure people will still play the large cruisers because they're super cruisers and they're premium ships, but it's just so frustrating, honestly, having a 50-second burn time on the ship, and there's nothing you can do about it to get it any lower or lower your chance of catching on fire beyond the flags and the modules. It's annoying, it's aggravating, and again, I just can't play Siegfried really as effective as I used to be able to. And again, the match you're watching right now is a really fun match, and I actually had fun in this match. I actually chuckled, which that hasn't happened in a while in a random battle at least. So there's that. Anyway, guys, that's what I think they could do to help out cruisers, and I think this could help out other classes too. You know, being able to pick a skill or two from another class's skill tree. It'd be interesting. It would, again, add actual variety to the game. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way now to 25,000 subs. We just passed 22,900 the other day, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.